gosh, you guys, long time no see. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I haven't seen or talked to you guys in so long. I feel like this is the longest time I've ever taken a break from YouTube. Want to catch you up on my life, fill you in, and not really apologize for the break because I needed it, you guys. I needed this. Really, I just needed to reset myself and remember what my purpose is. With this new year, I feel so good. Where I am right now, I want to share it with you. I'm in my office right now, actually. And this year, I'm completely changing, revamping me, myself, me as a person, me as a human, just everything in my life. I am changing, and in the best way possible. I just want to sit with you and tell you how much I miss you, and I see your messages and I see you guys checking in on me, and it means the world to me. And if you follow me on my social media, I talk back to you. You know, you'll snap me and I'll snap you back, and it's just, I am very, very blessed to have you guys, and I have so much gratitude and love for my life and for what I do, and you guys deserve to know what's going on in my life. So yes, big news, I moved. I am now living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I love it here. So just to let you guys know a background story, I am from Florida. I've lived on that side of the United States, you know, Northwest Florida, pretty much my entire life. Granted, I have lived a few places, but mostly it was like in the South, Florida, you know, in that region, that temperature. Never have I been surrounded by mountains, never has it been freezing cold, never have I seen snow until now. And it's just, it's crazy because I told myself last year that I was going to be moving. I'm moving, I'm changing my life, I'm going to do something different, and I'm here. And you guys know I'm engaged, and I did that video, and absolutely, of course, I did not question it. You guys were so supportive towards me and Chris, which you guys are gonna meet him. I want you to meet him so much. He's such an amazing human, and I want you to meet him. I want so much. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for me being repetitious. You guys know how I work, but just go with it. X out of this video if you don't want to hear about my random rambles and what's going on in my life. So yes, I moved here. I moved here with Chris. Chris is in the military, I was telling you that. And I do want to talk about this, not that it even deserved a response or anything, because like I said, everything was super positive and amazing. The timeline of me moving here, me meeting Chris, just everything that's happening has been so fast. I'm not even gonna lie about that, but it's right. When you're in this position, and so many of you, more of you than not, have felt this, know this, when you know that it's right, you follow your heart and you just do it. I am so in love with this person, and I did this the right way. For those of you, there were some comments that were saying like, oh, she's such a hoe, she's such a bad mom. And I'm like, oh my God, a hoe? Where does that even come from? If you knew me as a person, that's just like so far from the truth. Not that it matters, but I've only been in like very few relationships. I take my time when it comes like this, and that's why in this situation, it's just like, when you know, you know. Not to mention, you guys, I am a 30-year-old woman. I'm about to be 31 years old. Christopher is a 33-year-old man. When you're at this point in your life, not to mention I was married. I've been married. I've been through grown-up situations. I have 2 kids that are 8 years old. I'm not like a child anymore, if that makes sense. So my degree of dating is completely different than, let's say, a girl who's 20 years old. When I think of my mindset then to now, it's completely different. And not that I feel the need to defend myself. I just feel like, oh, I had a booger. I had a booger this whole time and you didn't tell me. I feel like some of you should understand how this works for women like myself who fall in love, they find their person, they go on their time of when things happen. Because if you think about it, if you went on everybody else's time, it's like, whose life are you living? Yours or someone else's? And then again, this is where the question of the kids comes up. And you guys, my kids are my life. And I am the mom who does not introduce anyone to their kids until I know. Above that, not the mom that's like holding hands with a different boy every time they date somebody new. I feel like that there's something wrong with that if you are, and not to be judgmental or anything if I'm describing you, but you know, there are women who date frequently, who date different men, and they bring them around their children and they are affectionate with them. I think there's a problem with that because I feel like it confuses the kids. But I did not do that. I introduced Christopher as another human being, as a friend in my life, and then you go from there, you know? So when I met Chris, from day one, I told him what I wanted and didn't want. I said, listen, I have no time for games. I'm not looking for someone to just sleep with. That's not my style. I don't do that. And if that's what you want, then you can kick rocks. You know, talking to people here and there, and you can just tell moms, anyone who's dated, what people are after. And I'm like, nah, sorry, I'm not about that life. And honestly, I felt like I wasn't gonna ever meet anyone because I was so anti meeting people online or apps. I was like, no, I wanna meet people organically. I wanna be able to just run into somebody and meet them that way, you know? But I live in the tiniest town ever and I never went anywhere. I was a homebody. I would hang out with my friends and go to restaurants within my small town, but never, there's no filtration of people. It's not like a pass-through town where people come in and you meet them, or you'd have to go to bars and such to meet certain people, you know what I mean? And when was I gonna go? When was I gonna go? Maybe one time a month, you know, I could go out and meet this person. Well, you know, my mom was cool. I could just ask her, but you don't want to go out on your own and like go try and find a guy, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, I was so content being just me. You know, I would have those moments where I'm like, this sucks. I failed, I'm alone, I'm a single mom, I'm only 30, I'm gonna be alone forever. You know, and I genuinely thought that. And I genuinely thought that I was never gonna get married again and I was never gonna have kids. And I am here to tell you, do not ever be that girl that says you're never going to do that, because you will eat your words, because I was that girl. But anyways, long story short, we'll go into a whole video about that if you're even interested, about how I dated and what I did. And I'll be completely open with how I did it and what apps I used and how I met Chris and how to date, or how I dated as a mom. I don't really want to do a video about like telling you how you should date, because everyone's different, you know, everyone's circumstances are different, but I surely can tell you my method and what I felt was right and what worked for me and what didn't work for me. So yeah, that is where I'm at. I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico with the love of my life, and my children are here, and you guys, I can't even tell you how happy my soul is. I've never felt more in line or in tune with my life than I do now, if that makes sense. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm like an adult and I can handle things differently, and I see things, you know, more in a bigger picture, and I know that has a lot to do with it. My heart is just so happy and grateful, and I'm getting emotional. I'm so sorry. I'm so lucky to live this life, and I'm so thankful for you guys, and I'm happy. I'm so happy where I am in my life, and I just feel so lucky. And I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I love. Everything that I wanted to accomplish in 2017, I did. I needed to take a little break because I was beginning to turn that into a dark cloud, and I would obsess over my degree of success or where I wanted to be in YouTube or career-wise, you know what I mean? And I was letting that affect me and my happiness and how lucky I am to be living the life that I'm living. And I'm, with Chris's help, and I mean that in not a monetary way, just his soul is meant for mine. He's the most motivating person, and he's like, he pushed me to get this office, and he's like, no, change your environment. And you guys, my office is like the 10th floor in this amazing building. Let me show you my view. I freaking have mountains to look at, this amazing city, like just life to watch while I'm being inspired, filming what I want to film. I wish I would have done this a long time ago. Fortunate enough to work from home, but I would complain and I would were so many days where I'd be lazy and be like, nah, I'm just gonna sit home, and I'd watch TV and like do nothing productive. I'd like get trapped and sucked into house things, and I would clean the house. Oops, sorry. And I wouldn't upload content. I wasn't filming things for you that I wanted to film. I would just throw up videos just for the sake of throwing up a video. Not to say that I didn't try, because I always try when I upload content for you, but I want to do content that is like influential. I want to be your friend, I want to be your sister, maybe your mentor, not your mentor, but like any way that you can use me in a positive way and we can be friends. And I want to do that. Fitness stuff that I do, just everything. I'm sorry. My mind is all over the place, and I want to do a New Year's themed video where I'm shifting the way that I'm thinking and how I'm attacking my goals in my life, and just everything. I don't want to go so far off track in this video and bounce in different directions. The basis of this video is just to tell you that I moved. I'm no longer in Florida. I am in the fabulous New Mexico, Albuquerque, and I am back. And I moved into a new house that we're actually like flipping. So Chris and I in life, we want to own multiple properties and, you know, rent them out. I feel like that's everyone wants to do that when they're adult. That's how you know you're getting old, okay? Are flipping this kitchen, and you guys know my style is like sparkly gray white. That's my color theme. So in this house, I'm not doing that at all. In this house, we're gonna do like mid-century modern colors, lots of greenery, modern clean lines. Like I love that style so much. It's just, you know, I already had a style for my house. So now with this one, I feel like I can start all over, and I wanna do little home decor videos with you, or like demo house updates, you know, like whatever you want to do. Maybe a series about house to home or something like that, and I am sticking to it. Mark my words, friends. I am not going to slack on you guys. There's going to be content of some sort, and I want to do more diverse content. I am a 30-year-old mom, and I feel like that's what a lot of you relate to me as. And if I feel like if I just live my life as myself and do content that speaks to me, of course you're gonna love it, you know, because that's why you're here. We're here because we're friends. You just, I don't know, you wanna hang out with me. I need help from you though. I would absolutely love to know what you come to my channel for. And I know that I've asked you this before, but I'm really like, new year, new me, kind of, but it's more like I'm here for you, and I want to do everything that you want me to do, but I want to put a Melissa spin to it and make it to where it's going to empower you and be positive and influential, if that makes sense. I feel like I do have some sort of influence over you, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I just want to be not necessarily a mentor, but I've been reading all of these self-help books, and they're all based around this book called The Secret. So I read that book when I was in my 20s, and it completely changed my life. And I just remember when I was introduced to like manifesting your destiny and energies, and how the way you think is completely how your reality is, and how you need to be a positive person, all of that kind of stuff, I want to incorporate into my channel. I want to incorporate it into my content. I want to talk to you about it. I want to like tell you about how I am going to go for my dreams, how, you know, just all of that stuff. Closing this, hello, I'm back, I'm ready to work. I just want to tell you these two books that I've read recently that honestly have changed my life and just have brought me back to the way that I used to think, and are opening up my mind to even more things. It's called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Of course you've seen it. It's such a good read. It's one of those books that, and I've listened to it on Audible. No, this is not sponsored. Chris actually, he's a nerd. He listens to books back to back to back to back to back, and he had this. And oh my gosh, you guys, I listened to it on my drive here, and it's amazing. I love it so much. I highly recommend it if you are a negative person and you don't want to be a negative person necessarily, or you're not aware of how real energy is, please read this book. I will link it here. And I'm also reading called High Performance Habits: How Extraordinary People Become That Way. And that book is basically taking people who are extraordinary and how they think and different qualities that they have and how they perceive and see the world. And it's basically giving you tips and tricks on how you should change your thinking and how powerful that is and blah, 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 blah. I will do a video on all of this. I want to do content like this all the time because reading these books, and as I'm reading them, they make me feel so good every day. Every day I just feel, lately, I've been feeling just so amazing and empowered and just positive. And it's so powerful to feel that way, and I will continually feel that way if I just realize how amazing life is and to always be gracious. Anyways, I'm going off on a rant. But you guys, I am back. I am back. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for everything. I'm treating this like a job that I love, and I am going to be here every day for you. Every day after I pick up or drop off my kids, I'm going to come to my office. I'm going to work. I want to be here more than anything. I love this place. Oh, that's another series. I'm going to set you guys up, and you are going to help me unload this office. You guys, it is like amazing, and I've always wanted an office like this, and now I have one. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sitting through this video. If you sat through the whole thing, I apologize again for my jumbled mind, but hey, that's just Melissa. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you.